more thought process than just like barreling on through like a big rock, you know? So let's see what happens here in Game 2 draft.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned something about seeing other heroes, and I've caught a glimpse of the other stream B, where Onyx was playing Homeboys, another team from Malaysia, and Onyx Esports again from Indonesia, where they played up against Freya and Angela. There was a time that Freya and Angela was a thing for the ranked games in the pub scene, but because of the changes in the patch and the update on the Freya, the buff, quote-unquote, modifications on the Angela, I don't know if it's a buff or a nerf. I think it's more of a balance, but basically you have a longer cooldown on your ultimate, but then it starts to cool down once you use it, and the duration for the heart guard is like 20 seconds. I really feel that's a big buff, honestly. But apart from that, I think the Freya Angela that we saw would have been successful had it been that they were not facing a team like Onyx Esports, you know.
I'm glad, like, Freya was such a cool hero, man. Like, I feel like she needed that change or that buff or whatever, what have you. I feel like, you know, I want to see Freya pop up more. I want to see more of these heroes. And I know that was kind of the theme of the patch. Like, and most of the times you'll see these little notes in the patch from Moonton and the developers talking about how, you know, they want some of these other heroes utilized, and some of the heroes that have been popping up consistently, competitively, and, you know, even in the own ranked games, they want some of those adjustments to go. So I'd like to see more of those heroes, more of even the potential healer roams that you were mentioning in the end of Game 1's draft. I'd like to see them pop up some more. I mean, we still saw Estes here and there pop up, but like Estes, the Rafaela even, I think can fit really well. Grok is still going to be highly competitive, though, for a roam. So obviously, if there's a Grok across from you, it's kind of hard to decide, like, all right, let's go ahead and pick up more of an Enchantress roam or like a healer roam to deal with. But, you know, we could very well see Light just pick up a Batang again, honestly, if they wanted to, depending on what the jungle is going to be over here for Team Vamos. They'll just go with the same thing from Game 1. They'll get the CC for Edward, and then, of course, the Eve for Yue, which is funny, too, because for Edward, I feel like he had a rough start to Game 1, and then all of a sudden he just redeemed himself throughout that game.
Oh, a different choice now. It's not gonna be the fan. It's gonna be Yi and Shin with this Uranus for Team Vamos. They have played the gold lane Uranus before, so this is still a flex, I would say, especially up against a CC. But some players will, I think maybe 60% of the pro players would argue that Uranus is good versus this CC, so we'll see that later on. Instead of the Fredrin, Aurora is actually hovering on this Akai, which I feel like is a great way to deal with the Yi Jin, because you have a lot of stuns with you, and Traitors can only avoid so much. It's just a millisecond of immunity, but instead they will go Guinevere. And the thing is, nice, this is a flex pick. It could be played by Lights, but it can also be played in the jungle role.
In the jungle, yep. How do you feel? Like, I feel like it works best in the, like, for me personally, in the roam. I feel like it's a good roam to go ahead and have. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like it better in the jungle or roam?
Yeah, I also agree that Guinevere is great in the jungle role. The roam role, I mean. There are so many good junglers out there for sure. Like up against the Hayabusa, up against the Yi Shin, you immediately think Hayabusa or Joy, and because of the Lancet. But the Hayabusa, after a lot of nerfs out there, you might not consider it anymore, which kind of leaves Team Vamos in a conundrum here. Are they going to ban more assassins for the jungle? Do you ban the Joy, or do you ban the Moskov, which was a big problem in the previous game? And I think that AURORA are really looking into the Moskov again as a red 4 pick.
Yeah, you might as well. Again, if Moskov is left out, because like the last ban too, I mean, the Harith is already banned out, so I don't know. Is it worth the ban slot to take out a Moskov? Or because again, in that lane for Notco on the Granger, he was actually winning the lane. You know, he was actually doing really well against Dominkite. They'll decide to go ahead and ban out the Fredrin, so they're still going to narrow down some of those choices for Demon Kite. But again, he's one of those players that can play utility if he wants to. He could play assassin. It'd be funny because I know people. Maybe they have flashbacks from the grand finals in NPL Philippines, but maybe he pulls out the Barretts. You know, Barretts also went through a bit of a change. Yeah, he got a buff. He got a buff, so he gets the max. Is it Big Boy stacks or something like that when he uses Daytona's Welcome now? Big guy, big guy stacks. You know, so maybe Demon Kite pulls out the Barretts here. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to decide to do, or even one of the assassins like a Hayabusa if it comes through.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, Barretts is not a bad guess at all. Nice. I think that it could be picked up by Aurora themselves, knowing this team likes to play utility for Demon Kite as well. Usually, it is backed up by a Rafaela or Matilda, though, which means that this Guinevere might have a different role to be in. So now, no Moscow ban, no Joy ban coming out from Vamos. I would guess that Aurora will pick their Demon Kite hero here.
You still think the Moscow?
Yeah. But up against two tanks that can pick up the Chastise Pauldron, maybe they'll think differently. Maybe they'll pick up something like even a Brody could work, right? Right now, because it has been part of the conversations, the marksman, especially because Granger is not that strong anymore. But knowing Aurora and how much they like that Granger, I don't know. Are we playing in? Okay, yeah, the carry works way better than my idea of the Granger.
Shred
it's a
him
strong
down.
lane in the marksman. Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, pretty good pickup here from Aurora.
Yeah, you don't see the carry too often. That comes through though. Able to go ahead and shred through some of the tankier heroes over here from Team Vamos, and you know they've got it just between the Uranus and the Grok. Aurora, I believe she got a little bit of a.
Yeah,
I know some of the mages did. I think she was one of the mages included in the buff. So basically, it wasn't anything too crazy. It's just like additional freeze time, but she's not picked up. It's the Kimmy instead. And then this was banned out earlier. The X-Borg was banned out in the previous game. So they get the X-Borg in their hands. This lineup from Team Vamos covers a lot of the grounds. You know, they're very durable. They can actually pump out quite a bit of damage just with the combo alone and the crowd control that this lineup gives them. So a really good team fighting composition from Team Vamos here.
Yeah, had it not been because of the Eve, I would have said that this X-Borg just answers a lot from the side of Aurora. It's great versus Gwyn as well as CC. It's just spectacular against those two heroes. Carry hates playing up against this X-Borg, be it from the XP lane side or being it from the gold lane. However, because of the presence of the Eve, you have already the nuke damage that you needed to take down the Firaga armor. Right, and this was even complemented with this last picked Khalid, which will be the roamer, and we can confirm that this is a jungling Guinevere that can deal a lot of damage. So up against this Yi Sun-Shin, you have a lot of reach. So even if the Yi Sun-Shin uses Traceless to dodge the stun, there's just so much dash and initiation that can come out from this Guinevere that they can really catch up. And also, a jungling Guinevere actually is very fast when it comes to taking out the creep. So this aggressive composition, once again, coming out from Aurora might be the stronger lineup. But for Team Vamos, they're going to be pushing all of their eggs in this basket called Arrow 404 this season, Chin.
Okay, well, like giving the information over here, he's just going to go ahead and spot things out. Yeah, Guinevere in the jungle, I mean, you know, I know we talked about them earlier on too, but I can't remember if it was exactly Versatime that decided to play the Guinevere jungle too.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was Versatime, and you know, they had a really rough game and then a really good game on the Guinevere jungle, and you know, it's one of those things that it can work relatively well, but the execution's got to be there. Demon kind of feel like is one of those players that should be able to pull it off, but he's already going to go ahead and start trying to take some of the camps over here from Team Vamos. I think he's just zoned out though by Zorn. Zorn will go ahead and push him out of that jungle, so keeping things under control for Team Vamos.
And then I wonder why Natko is not having a good time against Nomenkar, because I would have said that Team Vamos, all their lanes are really good. As Light is just being very aggressive right now. I wonder what his choice of Roam Blessing is. I think that we're not able to see it. I hope it is actually dire hit, which is going to be really spicy. But yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
it is dire hit.
That's
Let's
yeah.
encourage. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing
Sadly.
the thing for the Khalid too is you just actually do quite a bit of damage early on. Ooh, wow, they get the flicker out already from Zorn. Some early aggression here in the mid lane, and 8 seconds away from this turtle to be up. So, you know, Zorn's just going to kind of be a vision provider for this one without the flicker. You know, he's got to be a little more careful for this. Doesn't want to get set up because, again, you know, he's doesn't have that tech charge just yet either. So they might choose to just give this over to Aurora. I know they're going to go ahead and focus on getting the buff here too, and Era 404. Unless they fight for this, they just go for the 50-50. RWM going to drop down. He's charging up. Zorn's going to be the first to go down, and Demon Kite will secure the turtle. Light Quicksand guards, heals back up. They're fine, and Aurora will win that first fight.
Yeah, Demon Kite reading Error 404 like a book. Great usage of the real-world manipulation. The way that they timed it made it so the Team Vamos, even when they wanted to fight, they couldn't. And Error 404 might look for a kill. Knight has the flicker, has the quicksand guard as well. Error 404, what he did was to pop his pop his arrow towards the turtle, which could have actually stolen. Maybe there's a chance that he can steal away. It's not as strong as a retribution, but the way that Demon Kite read through it, it kind of felt like Error 404 was helping Demon Kite take down the turtle. As
It's some extra damage.
as he saw, yeah. As soon as he saw the Yusuke stop attacking the turtle, wait for that arrow to fly, gets the retribution and gets the turtle afterwards. Well done, Demon Kite, but Aurora Gaming are leading by 1,400 gold because of the movements that they were doing in the early stages.
Yeah, this is interesting too. You know, Light's got quite a bit of a level advantage against Zorn. I mean, nearly a full level. Zorn just hitting that level 4, so he's got the tech charge now. So this is the opportunity for Team Vamos to go ahead and start making some plays, just like we saw them do in Game 1, where it was really heavily focused in that mid lane. But they're going to have to choose the fights better, I feel like, because at some point in Game 1, they just kind of were caught. Oh, here we go. Demon Kite, just tons of damage on Arrow 404. Even without the RWM, again, the power of that Guinevere, that burst damage against a YSS really showing there. They're going to force them off again. Zorn trying to get away. He's going to have to tech charge defensively to get on out from not dying there.
Wow, that was great usage of this Guinevere. And you can really say right now that, yeah, Guinevere actually answers the Yi Sun-shin in many ways. Obviously, Yi Sun-shin is still a very strong jungling hero. But the Guinevere, if you play it correctly, like what Demon Kite is doing right now, is actually outplaying Error 404 many times this game. The fact that you have so much reach through your spatial migration, your dash, there's so much ways for you to tools for you to deal with the Yi Sun-shin.
And look at this, Aurora so aggressive behind tier 2. They're going to force the tech charge. Edward pops the vengeance. He got the regen too. It's actually still alive with the turtle shield that came through with Natsuko, the one to get punished. And now Zorn going to be next. They're hunting him down. RWM will drop down as Yue picks up a killing spree. Siska can't do anything but watch his teammates die on their side of the map. So Aurora Gaming in Game 2 will take everything.
Oh man, Natsuko miscalculating the ultimate. He popped it way too early and Edward survives because of that. Now, they want to go for an exchange, though. They will take out one.
Good trade. That was a good trade. I mean, they at least get Demon Kite, but still, Edward's going to find Siska, so Aurora Gaming doesn't go out empty-handed after that. But at least Team Vamos on the board, but they have a lot of grounds to cover here, man. They're 4,500 gold behind.
Yeah. And this is a lot at 5 minutes in. Especially if you're a lineup that wants to win in the early stages because of your fighter gold lane choice of the X-Work. Natsuko, unfortunately, only getting the War Axe as of this moment. 5 minutes and 57 seconds in. Quite slow with the timing, and it might be so bad already for the entirety of Team Vamos. They're not having a good time right now. Whereas for Aurora Gaming, you have Dominic with 2 items already up. That's Corrosion Scythe and the Golden Staff available for the carry, which should have been struggling in the early stages, but Team Vamos have fallen so badly in the early stages that now they are the ones having to look for an angle for Aurora Gaming to maybe commit a mistake and maybe mess up. Aurora Gaming is unfortunately not a team that's known to do that.
Yeah, the only time we've really seen them make big mistakes are when they go against their kryptonite, man. And right now, that's not Team Vamos. So Aurora Gaming getting in position. Edward just going to take everything. Still going to be fine with the vengeance. There's the initiation with Raging Sandstorm. It's Arrow 404 that goes down, and Zorn goes down as well. Yue picks up a kill himself. Aurora just came to take 3 kills and the turtle. And again, they continue to take everything they want. They'll focus on the mid lane next. Siska and Notco left alive, scraping up what they can, but they're going to have to watch the tier 1 in the mid fall as well. A huge power spike in favor of Aurora Gaming PH right now.
Yeah. A string of good outplays coming up from Aurora Gaming. And as of this moment, the gold laner for Aurora Gaming is leading by 2,000 gold from his competition. That's exactly 1 item ahead. And that's going to be a big problem now for this Esports, who's not going to be impactful in the team fights.
Oh, look at this. Light just able to go ahead and cause havoc here. Take the attention from multiple members of Team Vamos. So still just putting that pressure on this side of the jungle. They'll go ahead and refocus on grabbing the buffs they need and resetting here. Lord's going to be up in about 1:10. So Team Vamos has time to go ahead and catch what they can. I mean, even so, I'm just wondering here, Wolf, like, do they have enough time to even get in a fighting position for the first Lord, or do they just have to give it away in hopes to defend against that first Lord push?
My quick answer is that they don't have the time for it. And I think that it's way smarter to just give it away, just get the farm that you need. Maybe defend the Lord push from your own side of the base. Because to be fair, they have the X-Borg as well as the Kimi. So they have the range and the wave clear to do it if they group up together. But it seems like Aurora Gaming are, speeding up this push as they have already taken out the inhibitor turret in the mid lane before the Lord has spawned.
Yeah, they take out tier 2 already on bottom, mid, top. Shields are going to be in jeopardy too here soon. 10 seconds away from that Lord, though, and Aurora Gaming still holding on to almost a 10,000 gold lead up at this point. It's almost scary if you think Team Vamos decides to fight them for that first objective, and it might just not happen. They're going to go ahead, plant themselves up in the mid lane, and that's what happens when you lose, especially these tier 2 turrets. You don't have the space to work with. You're at a big space disadvantage. Siska giving the information. Lord's going to be obliterated so quickly here by Aurora Gaming. And so they will go ahead and get ready to march towards these base turrets of Team Vamos. And that's one of the hard things about this composition, man. They have so many options to go ahead and start a fight if they want to and force Team Vamos to respond to them. And that's what Aurora Gaming PH is so good at doing. They're going to work on these holy shields, trying to get these down already before the Lord. Look at that burst from Dominkite. Again, he's locked in on the items here. Notco too, trying to clear that out, trying to hold on to the shield, but the Lord will be making its way down that mid lane.
You can see how many units Dominkite is able to jump from. That's how far he can close the gap against Team Vamos. And he actually made the play wherein he jumped so that he can steal away the purple buff. And now there's really nothing that they're giving to Team Vamos. The Lord push now commences for Aurora Gaming.
Lord's going to go ahead and get ready. Shields are going to pop up top and mid. They'll clear out the wave. So Aurora Gaming might not be able to get too much more unless, once again, with this next wave's pushing in, if they decide to go ahead and fight. So we'll see if Team Vamos has a plan of their own on defense, trying to manage these waves and the potential forced initiation from Aurora.
That off. Big push coming down the bottom lane. 2 cards out there, but the defense is going to be there for Vamos. This is the strength of their composition.
Error? Whoa, Error's going to get jumped on here. He went in from that backside. Now Edward going to go down, but they're going to trade it. Zorn for Edward for now. Yue dropping down. He's going to Divine Glaive. Ooh. He can't get Notco. So close, even with that burst on this Eve. But their next target is this top base turret. They're still going to be putting the pressure. Light leading the charge, trying to get the space that they need here. Notco now trying to go ahead and clear out that wave the best they can. It looks like so far, so good for Team Vamos. They're going to be able to maintain what they can here.
Yeah, Natka survives again. Zivor of HP, Air 404 wants to defend. They have taken out Demon Kite, which for Team Vamos is already a big win. The fact that they have not lost any of their inhibitor turrets is sort of a good sign for Team Vamos, despite them losing a lot in the early stages of the game.
Yeah,
we did say that when it comes to the defense, they have the X-Borg, they have the Kimi, and then if you add in the Yisun Chain on top of that, they do have a lot of wave clear on their side. They have to do more though, but the punishes were good. We cannot deny the fact that Team Vamos have found the right openings to take on Edward as well as Demon Kite. Aurora Gaming, because of the lead that they have amassed in the first 11 minutes of the game, it's been that they're still comfortable despite losing core heroes from their side.
Yeah, this is one of the things, you know, is their defense. Even if you're down, you know, 5,000+ gold, you're still in a potential to defend it. We've seen it happen before. It's just you really have to be kind of locked in on that defense and managing the waves, and that takes a certain amount of finesse for Team Vamos to pull off being down how much they are here. So with Lord coming up, I'm wondering if they're actually going to go ahead and try to contest this. It might just be up to a point of let's just try to make it happen. A conceal is going to be used. Light does have an immortality. He'll be able to spot out Zorn and Error 404. So they give the signal to start this Lord up here. It's going to be about half health. Light leading up that charge. A Mountain Shocker is going to be used. They're going to force Aurora off of the Lord. So it goes for a bit of a reset, and they won't commit to it just yet. They know some of the resources are already down here over on Team Vamos. This might just be a bait play from Aurora Gaming. Again, Lord under half. Siska up front. Zorn, but Demon Kite's going to secure it. Light just on 3, able to go ahead and take everyone out with that Raging Sandstorm. And now Last and Standing going to be used too. Siska falls, just melted down. Demon Kite unleashed. And there's a huge tech charge though, but Zorn will die as well. Natko going to be charged down, chased down. Error 404 goes in with a last-ditch effort, but won't be able to kill anybody. Again, it's only Natko left alive, and Aurora Gaming seeing the sweep in close. They're going to charge in to the mid lane. Again, Natko trying to do what he can. Has some shields, has some armor, but it's not enough. They'll wipe out Team Vamos, and Aurora Gaming Philippines will take the series in a sweep.
Just like in the previous game, it was just Natko surviving in that last clash as Aurora Gaming once again found the right openings, did not die, almost unscathed in that exchange as Light starts and mans the front line for the team. Great initiation leading to great connection with all the damage dealers on the side of Aurora Gaming. And if you compare that to the side of Team Vamos, they just couldn't find that kind of opening. They were taken out by Aurora so easily, and when the tech charge was already found by Zorn, in a great play at that, catching 4 heroes, knocking them up into the air, there wasn't any follow-up. Natko wasn't ready, doesn't have the Virago armor anymore, and although he survived afterwards, it would have been better if there's someone to deal the damage. Vamos players were just dropping